This is the 2026 Cadillac Escalade Platinum Sport, and it is the ultimate full-size SUV. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Orr Cadillac in Shreveport, Louisiana to go over the particulars on this Escalade and give you all of the important details. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. It has a black raven exterior color, and the interior is going to be sheer gray with black accents. Now you'll notice that it is a very light interior color. It really does look luxurious, I would say. And something you may have noticed here is these are going to be the doors that are automatic. I push the button right here to open the door. You can also push that button to close the door. It's on the inside of the door handle right there. But you can also pull up on the interior door handle right there, and it will do the same thing. That's at all four doors. You're going to have your adaptive air ride suspension. You can see that the ride height is a little bit lower now. When you start to drive down the road, it is going to go back to stock ride height. Just so you know, different driving conditions will change the height of the vehicle. And real quick, let's take a look at the remote. You're going to have the Cadillac logo right there. Lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate. You can also pop open the glass on the power tailgate if you need to do that. There's your panic button. And there is a key inside of this remote, or key fob as it's often referred to as. That way, if the remote dies, the battery in this key fob dies, you can still get into the vehicle. We're gonna have our full LED lighting here on the front end, and it looks great. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and the LED turn signal indicators. And with this black exterior, it definitely has that luxurious look that I know a lot of you are looking for. The Cadillac logo prominently displayed, and we will have the forward-facing camera right here. The only thing missing is a front camera washer. Some of you may say, no big deal. I know some of us have that on our vehicles. My GMC Sierra has it. Some vehicles don't, but that's the situation here. Now, these are dealer installed. I say that carefully because I know people are going to correct me in the comments section if I don't say that, but dealer installed 24-inch wheels. That's right, these are 24 inches, and this model is four-wheel drive. And once again, turn signal indicators right here. We're gonna have those built into the side view mirrors. They're heated, they're power adjustable. You've got your blind spot monitoring right there. And real fast, I'm gonna open this door one more time, and we're going to push the button right here to show you that they're also power folding. So those mirrors are going to have every feature that you're looking for. You will also have the power assist steps that will come out when any door is opened and then go back under the vehicle. A few seconds delay, which is actually a very good thing. That way, if somebody runs up last second to hop in, not a big deal. I've always loved these Escalades for the fact that you have the nice large windows. They're very easy to see out of. The roof rails up top. We also have a panoramic sunroof. We have our rear roof spoiler right here to finish things off. And you might wonder, as we stand here and show you how things work, well, I don't know if it's going to work for me. Here we go. This is how you open your tailgate. One of the ways you can open it, you just stand there and it will sense the remote in your pocket, starts beeping. You'll see the tail lights flashing, your LED tail lights, just like the front lights, everything is LED. And then the power tailgate will open, a very nice, convenient feature. Now, if that doesn't work, I'm going to show you later in the video how to deal with that, or if the tailgate doesn't open at all. And you'll notice that you have your blacked out badging here. As far as that goes, you can also come back here and touch the, or push the logo right there, and that will open the power tailgate too. And one more very interesting thing here, very important, maybe that's the better word to use, is the fact that you had the presence of a spare tire. Under the hood is the 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8, putting out 420 horsepower and 460 pounds-feet of torque. That is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60, about 6 seconds flat. Top speed will be about 117 miles per hour. Now, as large as this SUV is, what kind of MPGs can you expect? This is potential, not guaranteed, but 14 city, 18 highway, 16 combined, and ironically, with the 6.2-liter V8 under the hood, that's 6.2 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Your gas tank size comes in at 24 gallons. On a single tank of gas, you can drive about 336 miles in the city. on that same full tank of gas out on the highway, that number jumps to 432 miles. Cargo capacity will range between 25.5 up to 120.5 cubic feet, and you will find a little bit of extra storage space right here underneath the floor, as well as the tools to change a tire if you ever need to. And we'll see that we have the power outlet right here. We also have our controls for lowering the rear seats, second and third row. Now there is a difference here. You'll notice the down and the up arrow on these rear buttons, but you can only put the middle seats down. You have to manually put those back up. You will be able to use the power feature to put the middle seats back in place. And I will lower the middle seats too, get those out of the way, as you can see right there. Not a big deal. You'll just go up there and just manually put those back in place, but we can use the buttons right here to bring these back up. That does make things nice and easy. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that you can use this button to pop open the rear glass. I'm going to push that button twice. Now you will have to come and manually raise the glass. Not a big deal. And it just makes it easier to reach in to grab something or take something, put something in there, take something out, whatever the case is. But just so you know, that is one of the many features that are here that may not be very well known for many owners. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. Once again, we'll take advantage of these doors, the automatic doors. You have passive entry. Now you can slide these seats back and forth. You can see the two different positions where I have the seats set right now. So you can increase leg space for third row passengers. Now you'll do that with this release right here. If we want to gain access to the third row, we pull up once and then a second time right there, and that makes it very easy to get back here. No shortage of space where that is concerned. Plenty of room back here. Here's a great view of the panoramic sunroof. The front portion will tilt or slide open, and there is a power shade that can be drawn forward when so desired to conceal that away, get rid of all the sun coming into the interior. Roof-mounted air conditioning vents. I like that because it's nice and close to the passengers. We have a cup holder and a little bit of storage behind that, and also USB connectivity. And in the event that second row passengers run off and leave the third row passengers stranded, obviously they could go through the pass-through right here, but if they don't want to do that, there's a couple of different ways that they can get the seats up and out of the way. We can push that button once and then push it again. I say push it again. Let's push it hard enough, and there we go. Now it comes up. You can do that same thing and get back out. Now, you can also use the release right here to accomplish that same thing. And one thing that should be very popular with second and third row passengers will be the screens back here where your passengers can watch videos. They can see all kinds of stuff. They can go in and see what's going on with the vehicle. They can see that we have low fuel. Know it's time to go to the gas station soon. Trip 1 and trip 2 information. Can see what's going on as far as how fast the vehicle is going, and you can see everything that's here. There's the web browser, HDMI 1 and 2. Same thing on both screens. We're going to have the rear seat pockets right here, nice large armrests with tons of room, and we'll also find the large door bins down there with plenty of space. And here on the rear of the center console is the command center for the third zone of climate control. Depending on what you want to do with that, can adjust that. That can also be adjusted from the center screen up there. So plenty of options going on where that's concerned. Everything also for managing the heated seats back here. There are heated seats for the rear seat passengers, or should I say middle row passengers. And right here, we also have the convenience of the cup holders. You might have wondered what was right there. That's what it is, just neatly concealed away. And the armrests built into these captain's chairs. The seating in the second and third row is very spacious. There is no shortage of space anywhere in this Escalade. And there is the shade for the panoramic sunroof that I mentioned earlier in the video. You will also have, once again, the roof-mounted air conditioning vents. And with the passenger screen, it's going to have all the same things we saw on the screens on the headrest for the second row passengers. We've got all of the vehicle information up right now, but you also have your web browser and the HDMI. All of that's going to be there. I do apologize for the glare, by the way, just the way it is this day. Kind of bright outside, so hard to avoid. Now, if you want to open your glove box right here, you might wonder, well, how do I do that? I'm not able to do it no matter what. Here is what you do. Touch that area of the screen right there, and it opens. That's one of the things you might need to know about if this is something you're going to buy. Now, here is our wireless charging pad. You can see a USB port right there. And We're going to have our cup holders, very nice materials throughout. That's no big surprise as far as that goes. We'll also have our refrigerated console. You turn that on right here. That's what's going to do that for you. And so if you want to take advantage of that, it's there. I know it's not enormous, but that can keep your drinks nice and cool, or whatever you wish to put in there. The sticker price is $131,445. Let's see what else you get for that price. We're going to have our upper console where you control the power shade. You can open and close your sunroof. Here's something you need to know about if your power tailgate isn't opening. I told you I'd show you this earlier in the video. Make sure this control is not set to off. It can be set to max or 3/4. But there's also another place to go to make sure that that's working. If you're wanting the hands-free function to work, you're going to need to come down here, right down here to comfort and convenience. And then we go to hands-free storage access. Make sure that's set to open only. Now we're going to come back to that screen in just a minute and talk a lot more about what we have here. We have our digital rear view mirror that is adjustable. We're going to select our different adjustments, whether it's light. The controls right here to decrease or increase are going to be on this side right here. Then we go to our ability to zoom in or zoom out, and then we can change the angle right here. So depending on what you want to do with that, that's how you do it. You can also use it as a conventional rear view mirror if you so desire. We'll also find everything up here for OnStar and all that good stuff. It's going to be right there, and your map lights are here as well. So we're going to have plenty of controls here on the driver's side door. Everything for your side view mirrors, lock and unlock, power windows, all of that's here. Your seat memory is right here. Now, I am a little surprised at something. No seat memory on the passenger side. I really am shocked at that, because at this price point, I think that should be on both sides. Not sure what you have to say about that, but tell me down in the comments section. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a head-up display here. That's adjustable. We have Super Cruise. That's going to be activated via the button right here. You can turn your heated steering wheel on and off as you need to. Everything here for your cruise control, radio functions, all of that's going to be over here. And on the back of the steering wheel, we have our shifter paddles. That's going to be what we have right here. Show you from a couple of different angles. We can gear up and gear down through the 10-speed automatic transmission. And we also have some of our other controls right here. Depending on what you want to do, you can raise and lower the height of the vehicle. And when you do that, I'm going to just push that button right there. You can see the ride height is increasing right there. And then we can also decrease that if we want to. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, unfortunately, it doesn't stay that way when you go into drive and start driving down the road. It does give it a great look if you have it lowered down, but it will return to stock ride height. And there are a lot of different things that we can talk about here. Your drive mode, you see the mode button right there. We have several different modes we can choose from depending on what we want. You have off-road, you have tow haul, you have my mode where you can select things individually. You also have tour, and we get back to sport right there. The shifter is right here on the right-hand side of the steering column. Over here we have everything for controlling not only our windshield wipers, our front and rear window wipers, but also our turn signal indicators. Now, this is also a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel controlled via the control right there. Now, as far as the center portion of the 55 inches worth of screen goes, we actually have a couple of different screens here to work with. You also have the lower screen right here. Now you can adjust your air conditioning here with the screen, or you can do this. Hey Google, change the temperature to 68 degrees in the front seat area.
Okay, changing the temperature for the front to 68 degrees.
And you can change fan speed and whatever you want to with that. Just so you know what's going on where that's concerned, you don't have to use the screen to make those changes. You can adjust the rear right there. You can turn on quite a few things. And then right here, we can go into turning on or off our head-up display. So if it's not on, that's what you need to do. And you'll also have things here such as your rear control lock. Your child safety locks are there. Can turn all of that on and off. When it's highlighted in blue, as we see with the head-up display right there, that means that it's active. It's turned on. Auto high beams right here, and then we can come right here and make changes to several other features. Here is your universal remote. Now, what is that going to be? That's your garage door opener. So you can have up to 8 remotes. I'm not sure who wants that many or needs that many, but some of you might. but it'll walk you through the steps of what you need to do. It's very easy to deal with. And then your power assist steps are also managed right here. Now, if you want to deploy, you can do that. They're deployed right now. If you want to stow them back under the vehicle, you can do that too. Now, here's one thing to note. If you're washing your Escalade, they will stay deployed when you deploy them, but they will automatically stow back under the vehicle when you put it in drive and start to drive down the road. And you'll also have other things here as well. As far as your park assist, we have our camera views right here. There are quite a few to go through, nothing out of the ordinary for an Escalade, but just to show you what is here, we have our overhead view, a couple of different views as you can see. We also have our side views. You can see what I'm doing to work through that, and our hitch view. So a very nice camera system, very easy to work with that. Now, one thing that you'll also find here is that you can open and close the doors. So if I wanted to open the passenger side door right here, I could. And if I want to close that, we'll just do that and it closes. You can see that you can also stop that. Let me show you real fast right here. So you can hit stop if you need to, and then we can close that back up just like that, just so you can see what's going on here. And to get out of this particular screen, we just select exit right there. Again, we'll go home right here, and you can see everything that's here as far as my Cadillac vehicle status. Now, if you go into vehicle status, this will actually allow you to see a lot of what is going on with the vehicle. Gauges, for example. If you need to see different things, different pressure or temperatures, pressures, all that good stuff, it's all here. You can go and see what's going on there. We'll go back out of that. We can also go to trip right here. If you're looking for that, that's where it's going to be found. And we come back out. You can also go to maintenance, and that'll tell you what your air pressure is in all of your tires and everything that you have as far as your brake pad life, your oil life. It's all going to be here. In case you're curious to know where that is, it is here. You just have to figure out where it is within the screen. Everything for trailering, you can go into your cameras right there. You do have wireless, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. You can pair your smartphone for that. You're going to have all of your different settings right here depending on what you need. You can go into sounds and make changes where that is concerned. If you want to change volume levels, you can do that depending on what it is you want to change. You can see that you have everything right there. You can also go into maximum volume at startup. I don't think I want to do that, but there's what we're going to have as far as that goes. Just to show you a couple of little things that are here that I know a lot of people like to know about. Now we're going to go up to vehicle right here. You've got your audio settings. So if you want to change what you have with your audio as far as that goes, we can go right here and change the equalizer, the fade and the balance, the sound mode. All of that's right here. Just depends on what it is you need. I know there's a lot of menus to go through here, but it's not complicated. It's very easy to find. You have your doors and your locks again, valet mode, teen driver mode, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, super cruise lane change, turn signal activated view. Now, here's something that I really like. What is turn signal activated view? I'm going to put the vehicle into drive. When you turn your blinker on, you're going to see what's going on in your blind spot on the passenger side and also right here on the driver's side. One of my favorite features here in the Escalade. That is very useful. And you'll have all of your great safety features here. We're going to go down and take a quick look at all of that. There's your alert type, forward collision avoidance, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, side bicyclist alert, lane change alert, reverse automatic braking, park assist, rear cross traffic braking, and rear pedestrian alert. A lot going on with the center screen, but don't let that scare you off. That doesn't mean that it's complicated to learn or use. You do have your Google Maps here. I'm not going to be able to show that to you at the moment, but if you want to bring that up, you can, and we'll show that to you as best as we can. I might be able to get that off the screen, but no, I guess not. But you can see that it's here. A lot of people ask about that, wanting to know if there is built-in maps with the vehicle. You also have ambient lighting, and I'm definitely not going to be able to show you this because it's just too bright outside, but just so you know, the ambient lighting is here. You can go in and you can customize that depending on what you want to do. Get that to come up for us. Come on, there we go. Depending on where you want to change things, you can select that area and make changes where that's concerned. You can also change the brightness, the styles. All of that's going to be there. And then we also have something else here that you might want to know about. If you do not want to touch the screen, you have the ability to not do that. You can come down here. Let's say we want to go over here to trailering. We can do that. We'll see if I can get to it. And select trailering. There we go. And we push down on the dial and that brings it up. You also can go home. You can go to your music, maps, whatever it is you need to do right there. There's the volume control and your hazard light button. Brake hold mode, auto hold, that's what that is. That's your brake hold mode. You're also going to have your auto stop start right there if you need to do that. The button right here, that's a fan that you see right there. So what that's going to be is turning the air conditioner on and off. So just so you can see how that kind of goes to a darker look. That means it's off. Now we turn it back on and it brightens back up. And there it is, the 2026 Cadillac Escalade Platinum Sport. The ultimate full-size luxury SUV. Plenty of power, plenty of room, plenty of luxury, comfort, all the great technology, and a lot of the same features on this model with a gas-burning engine under the hood that you can get with the Escalade IQ for those of you who don't want an EV. Tell me what you think about this Escalade down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Cadillac for loaning me this Escalade for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Please be sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.